Any black people here? Black? Do we have any black people here? Any black people? Any? Not one black person in this whole. Is there a black human being? Is there? There we go. Thank you, miss. And I don't mean to say black. Like, I know it's politically correct time, so I'm sorry. How about our applause for this registered Democrat, everybody? Thank you, honey. And what is your name, miss? Cam? What a letdown. Well, I was expecting something a little more pizzazz, like a prescription drug, like, you know. Formaldehyde or something like that. It's like, oh, that's formaldehyde. Yeah, you don't know formaldehyde? And then how long have you guys been together here? Are you guys dating?
Yes.
Very nice. Black and white, interracial, very nice. You're obviously black, Cam. First white guy, look at me. Look at me. Were there other white guys? Or is he like, oh, you're my first? Was there, because you dated black, obviously, but were there other white guys? Look at me. Were there other? Sir, you look too. I know you're interested. Please look. Please look. I'll answer. I know you've been carrying this for a long time. Were there other white guys? Other? Yeah, there we go. How many? Tell me when to stop. What? Shit, should I take my shoe off? I mean, how many? Ever date Asian? Racist bitch. Thank you, Cincinnati. How about it for Tyler Boone and the boys, everybody? Awesome work. Cincinnati, how we doing, everybody? Hey! How about that P. Diddy, huh? P. Diddy. In jail, I don't think he's ever gonna get out. His name went from Sean Combs to Puff Daddy to P. Diddy. And now that he's in jail, I came up with some new names for him. Cuff Daddy, Cream Puff Daddy, and my personal favorite, please don't put your pee in my ditty. Anybody see the security camera footage from the hotel of P. Diddy? Oh, I saw that, I thought, boy, he would have made a great Baltimore Raven. $784 dildos were seized from Diddy's home. $785 when Kanye showed up. 1,000 bottles of baby oil confiscated from Diddy's residences. I mean, can you imagine using a doorknob in that house? It's like, God damn, they're gonna fuck me. I gotta get the fuck out of here. All right. I'm just so glad we are past one of the most momentous election seasons we've ever had. I'll tell you what I'm sick of. All the election signs. Election signs everywhere. There's so many election signs in my neighborhood, I swear to God, I think I voted for my real estate agent. Yeah, we had an election between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump. Jay's ingenious. And no matter who ended up winning, we were always going to end up with a person of color. No matter what you think of Miss Kamala Harris, I have a lot of respect for her in this regard. First woman of Jamaican and Indian descent to be elected African American. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. She obviously lost the election, and the day she lost, she had a concession speech the very next day, and there was a young woman in her 20s, obviously super inspired. She tore her top off, was completely topless, and she wrote 5 things she loves about Kamala Harris. I read all 5. I'll tell you this, she made 2 good points. Talk about her tits. That's why they're all laughing. You look confused, but it's her titty. The tits are the 2 good. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Trump obviously won. You think about the last few years he's had, right? 2 impeachments, 4 prosecutions, 2 assassination attempts. I mean, I really think Democrats are just hoping for a slippery shower at this point. Still speaking outside after 2 assassination attempts, still speaking outside. He's speaking behind bulletproof glass, and it's very effective. Not one pussy's been grabbed. Okay. Okay. One of my favorite parts was during the first debate, the only debate between Trump and Harris, was when Donald Trump brought up cats and dogs of Springfield, Ohio. And we're here in Ohio. I'm sure you guys know the reality of Springfield, Ohio. Seemingly overnight, 20,000 Haitian immigrants dropped off. And here's the real, okay? Average of 8 to 12 car accidents a day. Rumors, cats, dogs, ducks being eaten. And I'll tell you right now, as an Asian, I'm so glad the heat is on somebody else for like 5 minutes. These damn Asians, like the Haitians, yeah, the Haitians. But the reality is also the Haitians are getting EBT cards, government-issued EBT cards for their groceries. Unfortunately, they're using them at PetSmart. Hello? Hello? Donald Trump obviously succeeded in winning the election. He is our president for the next 4 years, and a lot of people are not taking it well. I find it very ironic that the 4 angriest people on television are named Joy, Whoopi, Sonny, and Joy. Everything's politicized, right? Even hurricane response. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a Democratic FEMA director that told FEMA operatives while dealing with hurricane victims, do not help anybody with a Trump sign in their yard. I guess they want Republicans to choose between Roe versus Wade. Took you guys a second, huh? North Korea's Kim Jong-un, always in the news. The AP reports Kim Jong-un has a pleasure squad, 25 virgins that sexually please him. Yes, that's what happens if you're the president of North Korea. If he lived here, he'd be the president of Nickelodeon. Country music legend George Strait said he's going to take old songs from his catalog, re-record them for a younger generation. Going to start off with this country classic, All My Exes Have Changed Their Sexes. I don't know if anybody's done 23andMe. I recently did 23andMe. My mom's Korean, my dad's Irish. That's as much as I know. So I signed up for 23andMe. I found this out. I'm actually 1/16 Elizabeth Warren. Elon Musk, always in the news. Elon Musk obviously acquired Twitter, rebranded it X, and now there are rumors he may buy CNN for $5 billion. No word if the Clintons are willing to sell, but... Well, Donald Trump obviously did win, and within 24 hours of his victory, Hamas came out and publicly said, we want peace. Hamas wants peace in Palestine, NYU, Columbia, Harvard. Some feel post-October 7th that Benjamin Netanyahu has gone excessively too far. Thus, Hezbollah and Hamas have branded Benjamin Netanyahu a global terrorist. It's odd they could give their highest honor to a Jew, but... I find it confusing, confounding, these niche protests, right? Trans for Palestine, queers for Palestine, gays for Palestine. It's like, you want to show that support? By all means, get on a plane, go to Palestine. Your pronouns will quickly be known as was, were. You know, no one's talking about Iran. Iran funding all the terrorism via Hamas, Hezbollah. No one's thinking about Iraq. Iraq caught in the middle. Think about this. Iran launching missiles over Iraq into Israel. Israel launching missiles over Iraq and Iran. It's the first time Iraq has ever observed Passover. The AP reports that over the last 10 years, the AP is the Associated Press, so the Associated Press reports that over the last decade, 10 years, upwards of 25 to 30 million illegal immigrants from Mexico and Latin countries have entered this country. Guys, 10 years, 30 million, whatever we're doing, it's not working. How are we still not competing for a World Cup? But Donald Trump did win his election, and he said within the first 2 years he will deport upwards of 8 to 12 million illegals back down south. And if he does do that, who will root for the Raiders? I gotta tell you, I'm glad you guys like that joke, because the cleaning staff, they don't fucking like it. Okay. Some very sad news out of El Paso, Texas the other day. 4-car pileup, 86 confirmed dead. If you learn anything from my show, it's this. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. And you best believe I do. Recently, I called 911. Yes, I was watching women's Olympic boxing and I saw a suspicious package. All right. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. There's a question I get asked every single show. This is the question. Why do you wear a suit when you perform? I thought I'd just address this at the top of this special. I wear a suit every performance because I know a majority, if not all of you, work very hard all week. This is your free time. This is your weekend. This is actually your show. This is not my show. This is a visual form of gratitude. This is me dressing up to say thank you very much for coming out tonight. So thank you for coming out tonight. You see, as an American, I believe in giving you a great product, so I dress up. As an Asian, I have to give you a discount. That's why I'm here in fucking Cincinnati. But honestly, I do dress up, and every time I put my suit on, it is a subconscious reminder, do not take this job for granted, Steve. Do not take being a comedian for granted, because about 4 to 5 years ago, I 100% took this job for granted. Touring nonstop, run into the ground, and then this happened. This happened to me. I was in Dallas, Texas at the Improv, and there was a young man named Tanner celebrating his 21st birthday on a Saturday with his mother. And I'm dumping on this kid for burning a Saturday with your mom on your 21st, but I make him the star of the show. He has a great time. The show ends. I go across the street. I'm going to go to a bar. I'm going to get blitzed. And then Tanner's mom came over to me and she tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Hey, was that you that pulled up in a Saturn?" I'm joking. She said, "Hey, thank you for making my son's evening." I said, "Miss, thank you guys for being such great sports." And then she said this to me, "My son has had 8 open heart surgeries since he's been a young boy. Always been homeschooled. He does not have a social life." So on his 21st birthday, I said, "Tanner, what would you like to do tonight?" And he said, "Mom, tonight I just want to laugh." And I'm telling you, The minute that landed on me, everything recalibrated. Everything. I realized how selfish I am, how selfless I need to be, put the audience first. Every time I have a microphone in my hand, I give you guys the best show possible. So that is my mandate tonight. I hope everybody has a great time tonight. Honestly. Thank you. Now, if I got cracked up there a second ago, it's because, unfortunately, Tanner's mom reached out to me recently and let me know Tanner passed away. And another kick in the ass in the realities of life, do not take it for granted. Every show, give it your best. I'll also have you know, Tanner did not pass away. I just want to see your emotional investment in the show up top, and now that I saw it, I kind of wish he did die. I'll be honest with you. I do. We were off to the races. You should have seen your faces. I was retelling this story recently. There was a young woman in the back. She goes, "That's not funny." I said, "What?" She goes, "That's not funny. I'm a nurse. I deal with death every day, and that is not funny." I said, "Miss, much respect to your profession. Thank you for what you do. But you know who did think it was funny? Tanner, so shut the fuck up, lady." Now, don't be a victim for someone who's not a victim, right? I did get Tanner's permission to do that show, so yeah. But then again, had he died, I never would have needed it, so I wish, I mean, it's like, fuck, die already, god damn. I did ask him, look, he was homeschooled, so I don't even think he realized what I was asking him, to be honest with you. He's stupid. Okay. I want to, before I start here, I want to let everybody know the first 15 years of my career, I was simply one thing, a comedian. And the last 10 years, I'm MAGA, libtard, socialist, conservative, Republican, Democrat, asshole, moron. You got a small dick. I've heard all these things. Proceeding forward, I'm here to let everybody in this room know I am one thing and one thing only. I am a comedian. I'm here to tell jokes. Everybody's gonna get it. I disagree with every one of those labels, except for the last one. Well, our president, Donald Trump, is in office, and I'll tell you right now, there's a rhetoric that followed Donald Trump the last few years, and it really ramped up during election season. Donald Trump is a dictator. Donald Trump is a dictator, right? That's what I keep hearing. Look, I'm a big fan of history, okay? Hitler, dictator. Present day, Kim Jong-un, dictator. I think the only commonality Donald Trump truly shares with Hitler and Kim Jong-un is that the three of them should sue Supercuts. That's it. That's it. You see, a dictator to me is a very, very high bar. For example, a dictator will murder with no consequences. For example, Vladimir Putin murdered his political adversary, ran unopposed just a few months ago. Kim Jong-un murdered his own uncle to prevent a coup d'etat. Donald Trump is no Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump is no Vladimir Putin. In fact, Donald Trump is not even a Clinton. Now, if I were to objectively, because I'm not emotionally invested in politics, if I were to objectively define Donald Trump, I would say he's a narcissistic capitalist, okay? And then there's the argument, well, he's a liar. Guys, all politicians lie. But Donald Trump is ego-driven, and he's braggadocious about his greed. In fact, he's the only president I've ever had in my lifetime that has merch. And this shit's all over the map. I mean, gold sneakers, Bibles, snakes, coins. He's turning the White House into a goddamn Cracker Barrel. Four prosecutions, 2 dissipated post-election. I have to ask you, as a public, do you honestly think Donald Trump is ever going to go to jail? No. Neither do I. It'd be way too much orange. Way too much orange. But if he did go to jail, watch out. I love jail. I love jail. It's a beautiful jail. It's a tremendous jail. It's a tremendous jail. And I love jail. I never thought I'd say it. I never thought I'd say it. But I'm saying it. I love you, jail. You've heard of Mar-a-Lago? This is Bar-a-Lago. I love Bar-a-Lago. Everybody loves Bar-a-Lago. Everybody loves Bar-a-Lago. The inmates, they love it. They love it when their sentence up. They go, I don't want to leave, I want to stay. I say, stay. I don't want you to leave. The prison guards, they tell me, I want to be an inmate. That's what they say to me. That's what they say to me. Now, here's what I did. It's very simple. Very simple, because I'm smart. I bought all the jails. I bought all the jails. They said, Donald, you can't buy the jails. I said, watch me. I bought them. I bought them all, and I combined them, and I made Mexico pay for it. I really did. I really did. I said, you'll pay. They said, muchas gracias, and I grabbed him by the penis. Oh, you should have seen me. I grabbed that penis. I'm sure you know everything is politicized, right? Maybe some of you came to a comedy show to escape politics. It's just constantly everywhere. Sports was an escape, right? And racism. Play the anthem. And it's like, God, can I get away from it? Talk about the weather. Ooh, it's a scorcher out. Climate change. God damn it. Everything is politicized. Even hate. Hate is politicized. BLM, right? That happened. We all saw that. And then what dovetailed BLM? What dovetailed BLM? Asian hate. Remember? Asian hate was everywhere for a year and a half, and then disappeared. It's gone. You never hear about it any longer. Congratulations, America. We solved it. Nobody hates Asians anymore. Wrong. Still happening. I went down the rabbit hole, and I'll explain it to you, okay? When it's an Asian hate crime, by the way, any hate crime, it takes two races to create a hate crime. But with Asians, you only hear one, Asian. Asian hate crime in the headline, right? Then Asian hate crime even in the picture. You've all seen these security camera pictures of Asians getting hit, right? That's what it looks like. We've all seen these pictures. But you two, Filipino, Asians, we know what it sounds like. See, when an Asian gets hit, it sounds like this. Ooh! Ooh! See, Asians will get hit, they make that noise, and they instantly ask a question after. Ooh, how? Ooh, what? When? Ooh! So you now know what it looks like, now you know what it sounds like. But there's another race in the picture, right? And it ain't a white person, and it ain't a brown person. Ooh, black person. It's a black person. For some reason, we can't address it. So, here's the thing. It's still happening, Asian hate, okay? It is black people primarily beating Asians, Asians primarily Koreans. Koreans going into underserved communities, Oakland, San Francisco, Chicago, New York City, providing groceries and necessities for some communities of color, primarily black, okay? So, I'm just speaking as an ambassador on behalf of Koreans to black people everywhere. Where's the camera? Everywhere. Koreans and blacks have so much more in common than you would ever think, okay? Koreans and blacks, we both love barbecue. Both love barbecue, okay? Korean barbecue comes with kimchi and bean sprouts. Black barbecue comes with grits and no tip, but we both love barbecue. Again, let's find the common ground. Koreans and blacks both split down the middle. Koreans split north, south, post-World War II. Blacks split Biggie, Tupac. Beyonce's country album. Some love it, some hate it. Time will tell. Koreans and blacks, both enslaved. Both enslaved. Obviously, we know the slave trade history in this country. Koreans enslaved by the Japanese. Did you know that? Koreans were enslaved by the Japanese. Now, it's one thing to be enslaved by somebody that looks the complete opposite of you, black and white. It's another thing to be enslaved by somebody that looks exactly fucking like you. Hey, you go pick that up. Hey, you go pick that up. Hey, you look like me. You look like me. And last but not least, Koreans, blacks, please, let's get along. Wiz Khalifa, black or yellow, 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 black or... That's not about Pittsburgh, that's about rush hour, guys. Come on! Please, black people, heed my warning. This is a warning flare. Do not push Koreans too much further, because if you do, you won't like it. Does anybody in this room know the last war that the Koreans won? Anybody? The LA riots. That's right, the rooftop Koreans, and you can read all about it in my new book called No More Mr. Rice Guy. Anybody have a mom? What do you love most about your mom, miss?
She works.
We're done, thank you. I'm joking, I'm totally joking. What was that, miss? What do you love most about your mom?
She works really hard.
She works really hard? That's wonderful. That's very sweet. And did she bestow that work ethic to you? You work very hard too? Where do you work?
I have 3 jobs.
Holy shit, are you kidding me? You work 3 jobs? Where's the first one?
Well, I'm in grad school.
Grad school?
And then I work at an internship for refugee resettlement services.
Now we're done here. I work for Refugee Resettlement Services. Guys, Springfield, Ohio is right here! It's right here!
We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna build a beautiful wall. It's gonna be a tremendous, beautiful wall.
Well, that's very sweet about your mom. That's very sweet. And all the best to you, miss. What's your name?
Marley.
Marley. Of course it is. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Marley and Me. Okay. My mom is Korean. My mom recently shared something with me I never knew. I never knew this about her. I couldn't believe she kept this. Especially, it's very significant. Okay, here's what happened. My parents were visiting us. My wife and I are going to have a date night. They're going to watch the kids. The grandparents are going to watch the kids. And so my wife and I are going to see a movie. And on our way out, my mom says, "Oh, what are you going to go see?" Actually, she didn't say it like that. She said, "Hey, what are you going to go see?" So... she says, "What are you going to go see?" We go, "Oh, we're going to go see Oppenheimer." And my mom says, "Oh, we were there." I go, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, my family, we were there." I go, "What, at the premiere with Christopher Nolan? Like, what are you talking about?" She goes, "I was there." Obviously, she was a baby at the time, and she starts to unpack this. So my mother was in Hiroshima when the bomb dropped, okay? This is what happened. My grandfather, thank God, had the wherewithal as the U.S. military flies over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And again, my family was over there because of slavery. So leaflets poured down. My grandfather picked up the leaflet. He saw "Get out of Dodge." He gathered the family with other community members. They hiked up into the hills of Hiroshima, and they hid in a cave in a mountain. They heard the bomb blast. 4 to 5 days later, they come out and see an absolutely devastated Hiroshima, gone. And as my mom is telling me this, for the very first time in my life, receiving this information, I'm thinking, you know, the trailer's starting in about 15 minutes here, and it is opening weekend. I mean, it's a big line. Barbieheimer, it's like, come on, wrap it up. I mean, the movie's 3 hours and 20 minutes. Your story is longer, so put some Hans Zimmer, like, backing music to this, and I'll be entranced. But come on, lady, goddamn, wrap it up. Take a hint. But that says a lot about being Korean. That says a lot about being Asian. That says a lot about that generation. Something affected you, an affliction. You harbored it, and guess what you did? You got the fuck on with your life. You didn't bring it up. She didn't write a book. She's not on the Today Show. right? Now, whatever whatever your burden is, you gotta announce it to everybody on social media, right? I'm at this coffee shop and this asshole misgendered me. Shut the fuck up. God damn. And then flip you upside down and see what body part. I mean, come on. Unbelievable. My mom survived an atomic bomb blast and never brought it up. Unreal. She could have busted that card out at any time. I was a struggling comic in my 20s. I'm a struggling comic now. I was a struggling comic, New York City, right? 9/11 occurs. I'm on the Lower East Side. I rush up to the Upper West Side. I watch for 4 to 5 days with my parents, hubbed up, watching CNN. Any moment I could have gone, Mom, look at this. Look at this. 3,000 people died. Ooh. Ooh. Only 3,000? I thought 200,000. Bye-bye. Oh my God, Mom, look at this. They shot Trump. He looks right. They shot him. They clipped his ear. His ear is bleed. Oh, his ear bleed? His ear have a boo-boo? Oh, that blood? My blood? My blood? Plutonium, uranium. You want to talk about Asian hate? How about Asian self-hate? My mother, a Korean in Hiroshima when the bomb dropped, married a U.S. service member that had the bomb and dropped it off in Hiroshima. That is Asian self-hate, people. We'll cut that one out. That's the first time that joke didn't do well. And I blame you, bitch. So, here's an example of Asians not having outrage and just kind of going about their business. I'm sure some of you guys use Spotify, Amazon, streaming music, iTunes, what have you, right? Do you know that Google had its own music streaming service? It was called the Google Jukebox. That's what it was called. Yeah, the Google Jukebox. You can't even Google this, by the way, because Google scrubbed it. You can't find it, because it only lasted 72 hours. You can find it on Reddit, but I remember. The Google Jukebox. A marketing firm came in and said, guys, you cannot call it the Google Jukebox. We got to compact this. So we're going to call it Gookbox. Gookbox. You think in the tech world, there'd be like one Asian at a board meeting like, whoa! A few questions here, folks. This marketing firm was very successful. They've had other contracts. I did a deep dive on them. Nigeria's second biggest export, petroleum gas. The company, Nigerian Petroleum Gas. But again, the marketing firm came in and said, guys, you can't call it Nigerian Petroleum Gas. We got to compact it. So we're going to call it Niggas. You want to get there? Get there fast with Niggas. From the folks that brought you Gookbox and Spick and Span. I'm not gonna lie, that was a fucking dicey joke. That was the one I'm most nervous about, and then I did it, and I heard you all laugh, and I was like, okay, cool, we are gonna storm the fucking Capitol tonight. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. All right. Whew. Got past it. Okay. I try to expose myself to different experiences. I was recently in Baltimore, Maryland. I travel all the time. I needed a haircut. I saw this spinning red, white, and blue barber pole. I walk into a barber shop. I'm the only one in there. And looking around, then before I know it, a gentleman walks into the barber shop. Obviously, he works there. And I realize he's black. He's black. And I realize, I'm in a black barber shop. I've never gotten my hair cut in a black barber shop ever. So he's like, hey, you want a haircut? I'm like, yeah, from you. Yeah, I'd love a haircut from you. Yeah, because I'm not, I'm not racist, 100%. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I sit down on the chair, and he spins me away from the mirror. Now I can't see what's going to be happening to my head. Okay, and I'm looking at posters of Mike Tyson, a pit bull, and Malcolm X. Not even like the Pitbull, the rapper, like the meanest Pitbull I've ever seen in my life, okay? So I'm spun away, I'm staring at these posters, hardcore hip hop, thumping the whole time. He's like, so have you ever been here before? I'm like, nope, never been here before. He's like, where do you normally get your hair cut? I'm like, somewhere with a punch card. Do you have a punch card? No? Okay, because I'll be interested in getting a punch card, because I'll be back. So now, he's touching my head. He goes, you want me to line it up? I'm like, yeah, I'm the only one here. Do I have to line? Yeah, let's line it up. Line it up, sure. So now he starts cutting my hair. And now I'm just like, again, I can't see. I'm just picturing like a high top fade, a staircase, the zzzz in my haircut. Like the back is just cornrows. It's like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but for black people. Like 3 horrendous haircuts on one head. And I'm just picturing all this shit on my head. I'm thinking, oh my God, the next 3 weeks, every picture I take is gonna have to be like prison style. I'm gonna be like, you know. So we're making small talk, and he finds out I'm a comedian, and I say, you know what, how about this? How about for every time I hear the N-word, I get 25 cents off my haircut? He goes, bet. So we dab, right? And then he continues to cut my haircut, and now we're ready for the big reveal. Are you guys ready? He spins me around. I look at myself in the mirror. He's combed my hair forward, cut it straight across, and now I look like Spock. Now I'm not doing that. Now I'm gonna be like this for 3 weeks. He's like, you like it? I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to go to Comic-Con. I mean, what did you do? So I go to settle up looking like a Vulcan, like beam me the fuck out of here. And I go to pay, he's like, that'll be $45. I go, actually, I was keeping track of the N-words. You owe me $63.53, sir. I was driving recently, I got pulled over by the cops. My wife and I are going to the airport, 4 in the morning. There's nobody out. Nobody out, okay? So I kind of slow roll up to the stop sign. Nobody's coming. I just go into the street. Boop, 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 boop. Get pulled over by the cops. Unbelievable. So I get pulled over by the cops, and I roll down the window. This is how the cop starts the conversation. This is his first question, okay? Do laws not apply to you? I go, what? He goes, do laws not apply to you? And I look at him, I go, well, of course they do. And I turn to my wife, I go, if they didn't, I'd still be fucking driving. So she starts laughing, I'm laughing, he goes, is that funny? I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm a comedian, I'm going to the airport, I'm going to a show this weekend, I apologize. I definitely went through that stop sign if that's what this is about. And then he has a conversation with, don't blow the stop sign, you know, even though nobody's out, you gotta do it. I'm like, okay, I get it. So I got a warning. This is where Cam and I are different. So she's laughing. So I got a warning. But I replay the experience in my head, okay? And I'm just thinking, you're a police officer. You are in a position of authority. You set the tone for the conversation. And you're gonna come out of the gates hot with, do laws not apply to you? It's like, come on, man, give me the greatest hits, right? Do you know why I pulled you over? Ooh. I pulled you over because you blew a stop sign. We're getting right to it. But to come out of the gates like an asshole, right? Do laws not apply to you? Of course they do. My last name is Byrne, not Biden. I thought you guys might like that joke. Anybody watch the news anymore? No. I used to love the news. I used to love watching the news, and then I got disillusioned with the news. Now I watch the news to see how the news is being deciphered to me. What's the narrative behind the news, right? I lost faith in the news during COVID. Maybe not for reasons you all may think, but here's what happened with me, okay? COVID hits us, we're all at home, and there's a spike rate for the rest of the world. It's like a 12-degree angle, right? But here in the United States of America, that spike rate is like a 45-degree angle. And we're all sitting at home going, whoa, why are we being affected more than any other country in this world? And the media comes back, guys, here's the thing about COVID. It affects 2 types of people. 1, 65 and older. We have a baby boomer generation, tens of millions, so it's gonna be pretty immense. And number 2, people with respiratory issues. respiratory issues. Does anybody know what respiratory issues is? It's political correctness for fat. You're fat. The media had a moment in time to look at us and go, guys, the reason our healthcare industry is wrecked is because we're fat. So let's get healthy as a country. Here's some incentives. Here's some things we could do. They never did that. They said, here's what you got to do. Get a shot, put a mask on. At the very least, they could have said, put a mask on and keep it on. And stop guzzling down 32 ounces of Mountain Dew, you gluttonous, rotund fucking slobs. Honestly. You see, here's what I learned. I went down the rabbit hole, okay? 39% of this country right now is overweight. 31% of this country is obese. That is 70% of this country is either obese or overweight. Not done. 7% of this country is severely obese. And that 7% only flies Southwest Airlines. Holy shit. Have you tried to pre-board a Southwest? I want to tap on the shoulder and go, excuse me, we have to go up. We have to go up in the air. What are you doing? When an armrest is a corset, come on, eat an apple. God. If you're gonna eat in bulk, you should fly in bulk. This is all Costco's fault. Costco, you're on the hook. Costco should have its own airline. They should just go from city to city, picking up these 75 to 80 bodies, right? Just taking off and sputtering at 6,000 to 7,000 feet, taking down kites and drones. You don't get to check bags because Costco doesn't believe in bags. No in-flight meals, you just get samples. And there's no seats, pallets. Every fat ass has got to sit on a fucking pallet. I was, oh fuck. She just cast a spell. I was doing a show the other night. There's a group of guys to my right drinking buckets of beer. I love the sound of carbonation being released from a beer. Psst, fun. Psst, football, the weekend. Psst, I love that sound. To my left, two gay guys on a date. One drinking a skinny White Claw can. Have you ever heard a White Claw get cracked open? Listen, sounds very different. Sounds like this. Ah. Ah. What kind of bar? Now, behind every joke, there's a reason, there's an inspiration you may do that joke. Here's the reason behind that joke, okay? My son is 8 years old. His name is Kent. He comes home from school one day. He runs to the PlayStation to play some Fortnite. I go, Kent, hey, how was school today? He turns around, he looks at me. This is his response. He goes, ah. What are you doing? Don't do that. You don't even know what that means. Where did you hear that? He's like, on the bus. I'm like, are you riding the bang bus? What bus? Are you hearing people ejaculate? So as the day goes on, I keep laughing to myself. Eventually, my wife comes home. I go, Jess, why don't you ask your son how school was? And I wink at my son. She goes, hey, Kent, how was school? He turns around and goes, She goes, no, inappropriate, don't do it. I'm dying laughing. Laughing. There's a shirtless 8-year-old in mesh shorts going, So it becomes an inside joke for my son and I, okay? And about a month later, we go to a Mexican restaurant, we're eating some tacos, and I lean forward to my son, I go, Kent, how are your tacos? He leans forward, he goes, oh, Daddy. Oh. No, what are you doing? If you want child protection services here, continue, but please don't. Don't do that. Besides, we're in a Mexican restaurant. It's, ay, papi. Now, should I be surprised that my 8-year-old son is doing a hypersexualized joke to me, a grown adult, these days, with trans debate, pronouns, sex in general, permeating the education system and social media earlier than ever before? I'm not surprised one bit. Before I go down this rabbit hole, this tangent, I like to let everybody in this room know I am fully supportive of the LG HD TV. Thank you for your service, whatever you get. It's actually LGBTQIA+. Plus means there's more to be discovered. When I was in college, it was LGBTQ. That was it. And now, it's all that. 330 million people of this country are represented by 3 simple letters, USA. But of those 330 million, 2% of the population is represented by LGBTQIA+. Guys, calm it the fuck down, okay? I don't think that community is ever going to be happy until everybody's shoving alphabets and Lucky Charms up their assholes like anal beads. Pull them out! Pull them out! Relax. You're an adult. By the way, right now when I'm speaking as an adult, and I'm speaking as a parent. My kids are 12 and 8. They're right in the wheelhouse of receiving this information, okay? So if you're an adult, you choose to do whatever you want with your body. You're a man, you decide you're a woman, you identify as a woman, please, by all means, do it if it makes you happy. But if you're a man and you transition into a woman, wherever you work, you instantly make 33% less. Okay? You're gonna be a woman, be a real woman. My son, the other day, 8 years old, playing in our driveway, I heard him say transsexual. I know he doesn't know what that word means. He's 8. I guarantee he thinks it's Optimus Prime. But he knows the word. And because he knows the words, he's inquisitive. He will ask me. And I thought, geez, I better prepare myself. What if my son asked me, what is a transsexual? So I thought about it. This is what I'd say. Hey, Dad, what's a transsexual? Son, I'm so glad you asked me that. Here's what a transsexual is, young man. A transsexual, for example, is a biological male that identifies as a female. So according to science, that is a body of a man. But according to society, that is a woman. Okay? So I know this might sound confusing, so I'll make this very easy for you. It's like when your mom goes to Chinatown and she wants a Gucci purse, and she finds that Gucci purse, and it looks like a Gucci purse, and it feels like a Gucci purse, but son, that ain't no Gucci purse. That's a transsexual. Okay. Once again, I'm speaking as an adult, and I'm speaking as a parent. If you're an adult, do whatever you want. But if you're a child, if you're a 12-year-old child, and you're a boy, let's say in a state like California, can you imagine? And you decide, I don't want to be a boy anymore. I want to be a girl. Relax. Relax. You're 12. You don't know your identity yet, okay? There are legalities involved with these things, okay? You gotta be 16 to operate a vehicle, driver's license, 18 to vote. You gotta be 21 to buy alcohol. Legally, it's saying you're mature enough to do these things. So, tone it down, okay? Let me tell you something. When I was 12, I swear to God, my identity, I'm gonna be a ninja. I'm gonna be a ninja. I trained in the woods. Self-taught. A whole summer, I'm gonna be a ninja. And that didn't work out. 14, I'm going to Mars. I'm gonna be an astronaut. And then I was like, oh, you gotta know science and shit. Fuck. That's not gonna work out. 16, I'm gonna play in the National Hockey League. Yes, a Korean playing professional hockey. So to a 12-year-old that thinks, you know, I'm a boy, I know I'm a girl. Let me tell you something. When I was 12, I was gonna be a ninja. 14, astronaut. 16, National Hockey League. Here's the reality, kids, okay? I'm 50 years old telling racially insensitive jokes in a goddamn theater in Cincinnati, Ohio, okay? So don't be in a hurry to discover or think you know what you are. Turn 18, buy a gun, shoot your own dick off. I don't give a shit. But just wait. Damn. Comedy works in analogies. We find a subject matter. Sometimes it's taboo, such as trans debate, sexual identity, etc., etc. And we make it analogous, thus bridging in levity to make humor, jokes. about these things that maybe divide us. So when it comes to trans debate, sexual identity, all this stuff, and children, once again, children, here's my analogy. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is my analogy. Now, the minute I say Michael Jackson, in a room full of adults, we all understand complicated legacy, but an iconic pop artist, in fact, one of the best to ever do it, thus the king of pop. That's what we know, right? My children know Michael Jackson as the king of pop. And as long as they're kids, that's all I want them to know him as long as they're children. I'm not gonna scare the shit out of them. You know, his face is scary enough. Being a kid is difficult these days. Phones, social media, please, if you're a child, until you leave a curly hair on a bar of soap, ride it the fuck out. Ride it out. Be a kid. Don't you think for a minute, I don't go in my kid's shower, I lift up the bar of soap, I'm like, oh, there's no hair. We got another year's Santa Claus. They're still cute. So here's what I mean. Here's what I mean when I say Michael Jackson, okay? Every time my kids get in the back seat of my car, this is what I hear from the back seat. Hey, Dad, can we hear Michael Jackson? And my response the first few times was, yeah, you guys want to hear Michael Jackson? They're like, yeah, what's wrong with Michael Jackson? I'm like, nothing's wrong. My son's like, you know, Michael Jackson had an amusement park and a Ferris wheel in his backyard? I'm like, oh, I know that, son. We all know that, son. But my daughter, again, 12, picking up on it. She's keen. She knows something's off with Michael Jackson. And I know this next year or two, she will pull me aside. Hey, Dad, I think I'm old enough. Can you tell me about Michael Jackson? You're right, young lady. I'll tell you about Michael Jackson. Yeah, sure. Michael Jackson is a man that didn't stop till he got enough. You know, he died a smooth criminal because he never took time to look at the man in the mirror and make that change. That's it. That's all you need to know about MJ. So I want you to get out there and have some fun. Dad, will you stop beating around the bush? Just tell me about Michael Jackson. Fine, young lady, I will tell you about Michael Jackson, but it's bad. It is bad. It's not human nature to want to be starting something with a pretty young thing and then beat it. Well, I thank you guys very much for coming out tonight. I thank you for having me in your wonderful city. I want to thank Memorial Hall. What a gorgeous space this is. Beautiful. Beautiful theater. Thank you for making time. You know, I opened the show talking about mortality and the fact that comedy bridges the gap between you and I, me and you. We're sharing an evening together. We're laughing. It's great, and I don't take it for granted. I really, really don't. I was traveling recently. I was reading this newspaper. There's an old man on the cover fishing, and the headline said he died doing what he loves. And we've all seen these kind of headlines, and it gives you solace knowing, oh, this person passed away, but they died doing something they love. That's nice. And then I got on my flight, and the more I thought about it, I thought, boy, it's kind of the worst time to die. Die doing something you love. You love it. You've waited all day, all month, all year to do that one thing you love. And then the Grim Reaper shows up. It's your time. Fuck! Not now. I love this. Here's the thing, okay? As soon as the show's over, I'm gonna go order pizza. I'm gonna go to my room, order the pizza. I lift up that box. I watch the steam rise. I fold the slice. I take that first bite, right? Salt, sweet. And if the Grim Reaper shows up at that moment, psst, it's your time. It's like, come on, man. I got pizza. You want a slice? I love pizza. Have a slice. Have a slice. Come on. He's like, no, we gotta go. It's, I love pizza. I'd be dead. I'd be in heaven looking down. My family in the hotel room. I'm like, the pizza's getting cold, guys. Come on. It's cold. Don't die doing something you love. No. Die doing something you hate. Die doing something knowing you'll never have to do it ever again because you're dead. Let me tell you something. If the Grim Reaper showed up right now, I'd be the happiest fucking guy in the world. Thank you guys very much. Did you all have a good time, Cincinnati? Now, you may not know this, but there was a gentleman I mentioned at the beginning of the show, his name is Tanner, and a friendship has formed over the years since that one momentous show. And Tanner, I'm so glad you're here. How about our applause to Tanner, everybody? This is what it's about, people. Tanner, just want to say something real quick to everybody. Tanner, the floor is yours, my friend.
Hi, everybody. Give it up for Steve Byrne. He's been a good friend for a couple of years, and like he said, is true. I have had 8 heart surgeries, starting from when I was 2, and I'm just happy to be alive and here. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. After seeing this new hour, I kind of wish I did die.
Hop on for Tanner, everybody. Good, boys. How about it for yourselves? Cincinnati, how we doing? Did you all have a good time tonight? Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Love you, Cincinnati. We got Indian. Am I correct to assume that? Are you guys Indian? Very nice. Are you guys twins, or do you just look like worse versions of each other? Sorry. I mean, you guys both have an astigmatism. You both look like you came from a long day at the pharmacy, or engineering, or a hospital, or something. Yeah. What do you do for a living, sir? You are an engineer. Classic. Classic Byrne. What's your name, sir?
Pratik.
I'm sorry?
Pratik.
Yep, I was gonna guess that. I knew it. I was gonna say that. So here's what we're gonna do right now. Sir, can you stand up, please? Thank you, by the way, for getting dressed up tonight. Turn around, please. Okay, what was your name again? Say it one more time. Yep. Just one more time. Say it real loud so everybody can hear.
Pratik.
Yep, okay. You're obviously white. What's your name?
Mike.
Exactly. Exactly. No shop there. That's Mike, that's Mike, that's Mike, that's Mike, that's Mike, that's Mike. Anybody could be Mike. I want you to look at him with your white devil eyes. And I want you to spell his name. Can you say it one more time? Say your name one more time. Okay. Mike. Do not insult this man. Okay? Diversity is our greatest strength. Now please, look at him with your January 6th vibe and spell his Indian name. R? You got the first letter? Sit the fuck down, Mike. That's why we keep losing the goddamn spelling bees to you guys. You can't even get one letter.